Bill. What's the fuck's the matter with you?
No, it's good. It's alright. Alright, here we go. Hello, everyone. I am Zazubaar, and these are my friends.
Yeah. Friends.
Adam.
Hi.
Dylan.
Yo.
What
Andres.
up?
SOS Road Trip to G-Fest 22 is almost to a close. This is our final night here in Chicago at G-Fest 22. Wrapped up the con today. We just got back from the party outside in the patio about an hour ago. So we came back, we ate dinner, we chilled out for a little bit, cleaned up the room a little bit, and now we're here to do the final vlog from the actual podcast, from the actual convention, excuse me. So yeah, that's basically it for G-Fest. And now, what we're going to do, as we did last year, is we're going to do a little bit of a wrap-up video to kind of go, well, these are some of the highlights of what happened. This is what we bought. Just kind of general wrap-up stuff. We're going to keep this one a little bit more brief because we got to get off tomorrow. And then we're going to do a retrospective podcast sometime.
You just say we got to get off tomorrow.
Oh my god, my brain is fried.
Gotta get on the road.
Yes, that's
well,
what
I
I
can
meant.
go take care of that right now.
So that's the plan. We're gonna go around and do a. We're gonna go around. We're all gonna show off our stuff, and we're all gonna give our favorite thing from the convention.
Yeah.
Just to highlight, and then when we do the retrospective podcast in the next few weeks, we'll go into all the gory details for you folks at home. Everything that went down here, all the people we met, everything we did. We'll go into all that during the retrospective podcast. But for now, why don't we go around and do favorite things? So why don't we start with Andres? Andres, what was your favorite thing about the convention?
My favorite thing about the convention is meeting the people we met last year. It's so funny how they actually acknowledged us or they recognized us. They went out of their way to say, "Hey, how's it going?" As opposed to, "Oh, it's those guys." Please do not associate yourself with those guys. And the fact is, we had to make more friends this year than before. Kind of like we made I guess our inner G-Fest circle kind of expanded. It's now twice as large as it used to be. It's interesting because despite the fact that we did not have as many, some friends who unfortunately couldn't make it to G-Fest this year.
Quite a few. Baker, Guach.
Yeah, but Par. But fortunately,
All of which I have never met.
But you've talked to, especially Baker.
Yeah, I've just talked to Baker. I haven't talked to Quatch or anybody.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to change that.
I don't think we've talked to Quatch since last year, have we?
No, not really.
But luckily we were able to make new friends, expand that social circle, and who knows, it feels nice to actually make these connections, especially when we got the chance to hang out with them when they invited us to dinner.
Oh, that was great.
At that pizza place. What is it called? That Gio Dorn. I forgot the name. I'm very sorry, but
Nice Italian deep dish pizza place.
Terrible chicken.
Huge thanks to Christopher Martinez for helping. He was he played a big part in introducing us to a lot of these individuals.
Super nice guy.
Very nice guy.
I like that. The one that surprised me was me and Bill went up to Bob Eggleton in the village room, and I thought he's not gonna fucking remember who we are. We're gonna have to introduce ourselves to him all over again. He fucking remembered immediately.
Immediately, he was like, "Oh hey, it's cool to see you guys again."
I wish I
And
could
we were like, "Bobby Yee, yeah, man."
I wish I was there with you guys.
And that fucking dragon. We told the story last year on the podcast where he was doodling this amazing dragon. It's finished, and it looks fucking fantastic. And he was selling it, and he said it's going to be in an art gallery. Just one of those little things. But
Absolutely. So Adam, favorite thing about your first G-Fest?
Yeah, I popped my G-Fest cherry.
Yes.
There's two things. One's really short, but the other one is really big for me. One of them was talking with this guy. His name was Chris, and this is my first experience I've ever had, especially with this film. He found me through one of my videos and said, "Oh, you're the guy that loves Godzilla vs. Hedorah so much," and I'm like, "Yes, I am." And we had a 30-minute conversation about Godzilla vs. Hedorah and how much we adore the film, and just gushed over the film. It's never happened to me before, especially amongst you guys. No offense, but
we're not the biggest Hedorah fans.
It was very great to see somebody who not only was that his first Godzilla film as well, but also somebody who loves it just as much as I do for the same reasons that I do. But the other one is meeting a childhood icon of mine. And that was Robert Scott Field.
That was cool.
Actually being able to I was expecting, and I made a Facebook post about this to a few of you who follow me. I went I was expecting just to shake his hand. The story about how we went there is actually a little funny, but I was expecting to just shake his hand and then he'd be on his merry way and not really acknowledge our existence. No, we had about like a 10-minute conversation with him. And
Really
he
cool
was,
guy.
yeah, he was wicked open with us. And not only did I get to talk to him there, but he found me in the hallway later that day and started talking to me again there. He remembered me, he called me by my first name without my name tag on. He knew who I was, and that was an absolute honor. That was absolutely a beautiful thing, and it actually made me a little teary-eyed in hindsight. Like, as soon as he walked away, I was like,
Yeah, I mean, he was awesome. I'm so glad we got to meet him this year because we didn't really interact with him last year.
and I could understand him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, let me be real. I'm so sorry for that.
And it's not just because you're a Godzilla actor and everything. You know, we probably shouldn't have done it anyway. It was a little mean spirited. We apologize. And knowing how much of a super nice guy you are, you know, it's just makes our faces are red.
I just remember when, as soon as I found out who Robert Scott Field was, I was like, oh shit! Oh no!
Yeah, I remember that.
It was after the opening ceremonies, and he was a part of that, and everybody was clearing out. We were standing around talking with some people, and he was up at the front talking with some people, and I was like, I want to go talk to him.
Yeah, he comes up to me, he's like, I don't know, I kind of want to go up to M11, but I'm afraid it's like...
At first I was like, I don't know if I want to go up there, and then at one point I turned around to Adam and I'm like, this is stupid. It's not like he has like a posse around him.
And for some reason...
You're expecting him to, like, as soon as you call his name, he starts turning around.
Well, for the first time...
year, I never went up to Don Fry because he had like a fucking like posse. Robert Scott Field, not at all.
Yeah, like so did, if you look at it, like this is why I was afraid to approach Suzuki, who's one of the guests here.
Kaneko?
Yeah, Kaneko, sorry.
Yeah, he's always surrounded.
And he's surrounded by this big posse. I'm like, but he was not surrounded by anybody, and he was like, for some reason, I managed to keep my balls in my sack.
Right.
And I said, yeah, let's go.
So I went up to him and I was like, well, Mr. Robert Scott Field, I just had to shake M11's hand.
It's so funny that he has like that residual accent because he speaks Japanese so much that English has become his second language.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, there were a few times that he was talking that I wasn't 100%
sure what he said. Yeah.
For that reason.
And not because of his voice either. No, he actually had normal voices here.
His voice was bad.
No, it's just because he has a kind of a residual Japanese accent because he lives there. But yeah, super nice guy. It was an absolute honor to meet him. I just have this really vivid memory in my head of watching Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah on VHS as a kid, rented it from Blockbuster, and the car scene has always been stuck in my head. Everything about it. So I just told him, I was like, listen, man, that's stuck in my head vividly. So just thanks, because it's something I remember from childhood. So I thought that it was just so cool to meet him. But yeah, no, definitely.
Dylan.
Oh, cool stuff. I know. I'm not crazy yet. Now anyway,
That's
Dylan.
debatable.
We're getting there.
Favorite moment.
Mexicans trying to take control of everything.
Yeah, Andres.
Wait till we finish the disaster artist. Then we'll all be crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan, go for it. Favorite moment.
So, aside also from meeting M11, I mean, you can't get much better than that. Another person we met in the artist alley, my new favorite person, Keith Foster.
Oh,
yes.
Keith is amazing.
He's like
yes.
the coolest guy. And
Great talker too. Oh my god.
He has like a band, and he does art. He has this, or no, he doesn't do art. He writes.
He writes,
for this comic book called
Kudoja, yeah. Read it, by the way.
Which I haven't read yet, but Andres read a little bit of it.
Very interesting stuff.
Art's great.
He says.
Really interesting monster in it too.
It reminds me of Jamila from Ultraman. The way it looks. Also kind of like has a Clayface vibe going on. Anyway.
A bit of a doomsday as well.
Great guy. Aside from being also, of course, a fellow kaiju fan, he's a big like 70s guy like I am.
Blaxploitation
And all that good shit.
It's like he said the magic words that like instantly clicked with you.
Yeah, Kung Fu movies too. He mentioned something he was doing and he said 5 Fingers of Death, and I'm like, is that a reference to the Kung Fu movie 5 Fingers of Death? He's like, it sure is. Anyway, he's a great guy.
The great guy.
And then of course, Biggie again this year.
Oh yeah. Too bad we didn't get to hang out with him more.
Yeah.
More than we
He
did.
saw us at breakfast and he's like, enjoy your breakfast, guys.
Oh, great. That was when I knew I was gonna like him, because I've only talked to him through that one episode of Shoe Watch, and I'm pretty sure I scared him away in that episode. And hearing him go, enjoy your breakfast, guys, like doing the Herbert voice, the pervert voice from.
Great.
I'm gonna slap you.
I
right?
died. Yeah.
Absolutely, no, it's
Good to be back, America.
it was great to see him again and just.
Different Family Guy character, but same voice actor.
So did you get it out? The full favorite moment, full favorite thing.
I guess that's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me just say mine quickly because it's kind of a mix of everything they've been saying. For me, my favorite part was, again, I love the dealer's room. Whenever I walk into the dealer's room, I just really get this like really positive feeling and everything. I love shopping. So browsing around and looking at
Typical
stuff.
New Yorker.
Yeah, and touching stuff and getting to look. Oh, like that '73 Godzilla. Oh, that's
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! That's an awesome King Kong or whatever. And flipping through stuff and everything. It was really, really cool. I really, really loved that. And bouncing around meeting different dealers and stuff. And they're all really nice guys and cool guys as well. All huge Godzilla and Tokusatsu fans.
It's definitely not like a flea market where everyone's like hassling you to buy their shit. I mean, there may be some people who
they're salesmen. They're
right, yeah. But they're not very obnoxious or in your face.
My favorite guys are the bootleg guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're so funny. Yes.
They were just a gem because one of the DVDs that I bought, which we'll get into a little later, but I asked them, because it's very easy to find a really shitty VHS rip of the movie, but it's very hard to find a decent widescreen version, and so I asked him, is this in widescreen? Thinking that he'd be like, I don't know. And he did. He said, I don't know, and then just brushed me off. And he took it, and he said, let me find out. It's like, oh, okay. And so he popped it into his little Xbox that he had hooked up there and played it, and it was a great copy of the movie. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he did that, I was like, I'm in love with this guy. Marry me. No,
he's a great guy.
That's a proposal for you.
That's the guy that I bought my Japanese Spider-Man.
Supaita.
Supaita.
Yep.
Great guy.
Absolutely.
The show is insane. Watch it.
Yeah, we just watched 2 episodes. We just watched a couple episodes while we were eating dinner, and it's
Fucking love
freaking
this
amazing.
I think I have a new favorite show. Fuck Neon Genesis.
But my other favorite.
Spider-String, Japanese Spider-Man Retrospective.
Just
Leopardo.
just to name a few panels that I absolutely loved. Kaiju-sized Avengers, where Keith Foster and Kyle Yance and
that was great.
Joe.
I don't remember his last name. I feel bad. Super nice guy.
I wish we had gotten a chance to talk to Kyle Yance in person because he was.
He seemed like a really cool guy.
Rockin' beard.
Yeah.
I just want to say that.
Also,
Rockin' beard.
you look at him and he's got like this really long beard and everything. He's got the tats and everything. I did not expect.
Are you referring to Tyler or Kyle?
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yance.
Oh,
And it's
Kyle
like
Yance. Okay.
super, just like really calm, low voice and everything. It's like, hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah,
Until he does his announcer voice.
Then he bursts into like his Marvel Comics announcer voice. He did the narrator for Keith hosted this live reading of issues 23 and 24 of Marvel's Godzilla
Are
series.
the most ridiculous things I have ever laid
Yeah, you're
eyes
not
on.
used to like Silver Age comics, are you?
No.
Yeah, and that's
It's a great time.
70s Marvel is amazing. It's so high concept. It's so self-aware. It's great. And this is, of course, the last 2 issues of Marvel's Godzilla. Godzilla's in New York City after traveling through time and being shrunken down and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. And he goes up against the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and the forces of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Led by Dum Dum Dugan.
Led by Dum Dum
Dugan.
Dugan
Yeah.
from of course, Captain America and the Howling
And who can
Commandos.
forget the awesomeness of J. Jonah Jameson?
J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh,
He's shouting at Godzilla out the window.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is...
I always pictured Dum Dum Dugan having like a gruff voice, but it was hilarious because the voice that Kyle did for him was like this.
Yeah, but it fit.
Yeah.
We're gonna destroy Godzilla!
Exactly.
Everything we got, boys.
It fit the time better, I think, than like, Neil McDonough plays Dum Dum Dugan in the movies, and he does more kind of a low, kind of basic soldier type voice.
Yeah.
By the way, I love Neil McDonough as Dum Dum Dugan.
What type of fucking name is Dum Dum?
I don't know. They never call him
It's
in
some kind
the
of
movies.
it's some kind of a nickname from his Howling Commando days.
Yeah. And then
Of course.
he works. He works with Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. He's dead right now in the MCU because he'd be like 80 anyway.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yes.
So that panel.
Surprise, he's resurrected.
Also, one that we didn't do last year, but that I'm glad we went to this year with the opening ceremonies. We didn't go to the opening ceremonies last year because that was when we were going to see Apes.
Yeah.
And God, I'm glad we went this year because it was just like, it's kind of like the majesty of the opening of G-Fest in one room. Everybody's there. Everybody's cheering and laughing and all loving Godzilla and all this tokusatsu
Just
stuff.
like a great introduction for each, a great introduction and clip show for each of the guests there, as well as a loving tribute to the people who passed away the previous year.
Exactly, and the actor who they had, I forget his first name. I know his last name's Kaneko.
Yeah.
He was great as well, and they introduced him, and of course he plays the protagonist Chujo in Tokyo SOS.
And he was the Red Ranger.
That was so funny because the first kind of clip they played for him was they had
the really dramatic
scene from Tokyo SOS, which he's a great actor, and then all of a sudden immediately switches to Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And the look on his face was like, oh no.
And because it was the morphing sequence.
He was so happy when they were showing that scene from SOS too. He was like, oh yeah, this is a good scene. I'm so glad that I'm a part of this.
And you're like, shit.
It's like,
oh no, it's like we don't forget it.
We remember Sentai.
Once you've been in this.
We remember Gal Ranger. That's where the Blue Ranger dies. But yeah,
Tezuka, who I also met.
Uh-huh.
That was an awesome story. Tezuka started crying. He started
Yeah.
up there. It was very somber.
That was the other thing. It was a really emotional opening ceremony too, because there was a lot of people who had passed away in the past year.
Yeah, especially people who were like very, especially with Robert Scott Field, who worked personally with the two biggest losses.
Yeah, he was talking about how sad he was about Anna Nakagawa.
And,
and Koichi
because
Kawakita as well.
they became extremely close friends after the filming of Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, where he would always go to like her live, because she became a stage actor after that, and he would always be invited, and he would always go to support her during all those, and apparently she kept her cancer extremely quiet. He didn't even really know about it until...
Which funny story, the picture of her that they showed in the thing was a picture of her and him together.
Yeah.
There was a guy sitting in front of me and his head was blocking half the picture. So all I see is a picture of Robert Scott Field. And I'm thinking, he's alive, he's right there.
He's M11.
He's immortal. He's gonna be in a new movie. We'll talk about that in another podcast. But yeah, and opening ceremonies were fantastic, emotional with everything, and everybody was clapping and cheering. It was just great to be in that and a part of that.
And don't forget, we got to see Baker's film.
And we got to see Chief Fantasy. Well, we talked about that on in the previous podcast that we did. So you can go back to the part 2 of the stuff that's on my channel anyway of the Roadtrip to G-Fest.
Although if you're watching this video, chances are you probably already saw that.
So you probably already saw it, but
or not. In which case, you can either click the X button and just not watch us. You know, that's a possibility too.
Hey man, it's a free country. It's a free world. Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Do it. Just to name a couple. Just to name drop a couple of other people who we met who I thought were really cool. Jonathan Claude, super cool guy.
Oh yeah.
So he was the writer of something we'll be talking about later. Night of the Fire Beast.
This was his, I believe, his second time here in America. First G-Fest.
Oh, him. Okay, I was
Yeah.
like, the Welsh guy. Right.
Super nice guy.
The first exposure really to like the Godzilla giant monster fan community. He just going head first. I thought it was something like this would be kind of intimidating for him, but it looks like he was really getting into it. He's like, I can see why this is like such a big thing for you guys.
It's kind of funny. Like I didn't recognize his name when you guys said it, and it's because it's like I didn't really talk to him that much. I didn't talk to many of the artists that much because I was very much talking with the independent people like near Dojo Studios, as well as the people I learned like when I left you guys for a while. I went downstairs to check out that independent film festival that they were playing, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And best remake ever, Giant Heel.
That was great. Yeah.
We have to remember to talk about that on the Retrospective pod.
Whoever did that, major shout outs. But
yeah, absolutely.
I'm not even sure if it was.
It was just called Gila. I know that because I remember seeing it on the schedule. Anyways,
okay.
But I was down there talking to them more than anything else because that's my forte. It's like it's not comics. It's the film, independent film more specifically.
Also, John Bloody Jr.
John Blade Jr., yes, thank you. Super nice guy. Gonna get him on a podcast at some point to talk about Superman because we're both huge Superman fans.
Whoever that guy next to him was that I talked to the day previous. The Southern.
Also, super nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his name unfortunately, but he was a great guy.
We got a card from him somewhere. We can
shout outs to author Stephen Schilling, who he's kind of like me and working on like an independent kind of Godzilla trilogy. We're gonna kind of collaborate with each other on that. He was actually he had that. Yeah, I met him at that pizza pub that we went to yesterday. Yeah. He said that we're having like this kind of thing to get together where we're just going to talk about our ideas. And I was like, cool, that sounds like something I do. So I went down there, and my post actually got like 4 people to show up. So I'm very
Nice.
happy about that. Anyways, but it was cool talking to him. Yeah.
Word?
Oh, is his name Andres?
What?
Joe? Is that the older guy's name? Joe?
From like the Marvel panel.
Yeah, and
Okay,
we
yeah.
went out to dinner with him last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe.
I'm so sorry. I don't remember your last
Joe,
name.
whatever
Oh my
your
God.
last name is. He was really cool. I talked to him a couple times. He actually, I told him, because he does a lot of like crossover drawings. One of them was like, what was it, Godzilla versus
Mark 42 Iron Man, Red Hulk,
and Thor.
and Thor, and then there was a Jaeger there too.
Yeah, and then he had like a bunch
Yeah.
of other just crazy crossovers. And I told him about that like Polgasari versus Yongari crossover idea that I've had for fucking ever. And he really liked that idea, and he wrote it down. So if I come back next G-Fest and he's selling that, I'm gonna fucking buy it.
You better demand it for a discount.
I want to fucking cut of the profits.
Also, last person for me, Tyler from Illustration Studios.
Yeah.
Also a super cool guy to talk to. Really
Okay.
enjoyed hanging out with him as
Yeah.
well. So I think that's all people want to name drop.
Who was that guy?
Whoever I didn't mention here, we will make sure to mention you on the Retrospective
First guy
podcast.
on the
I
lineup.
promise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes,
Do you
we
remember
all.
what the guy's name was that you bought that camera from? Bill?
Oh, I have a card.
him.
I have a card from him.
I only talked to him once, but he was really cool.
Also,
Yeah.
we talked to him today. Super nice guy as well. Nick Shevelev.
Yes.
Nick Shevelev. I'm so sorry.
Chevrolet.
There's a bunch of V's in there and they're screwing me up.
We
I'm
have
so
a
sorry.
ton of business cards. That happened to me last year too. I've still got a mountain of business cards.
From www.nickshev.com. Go look for stuff there, and then it's Nick at
It's
nickshev.com. So be sure to check his stuff out as well. And he printed individual business cards with different art in the back, so that was cool as well.
Ooh, Josh Finney, also, we met him as well.
Yes.
World War Kaiju.
Also a nice
yeah,
guy.
gosh,
Everybody who was at your panel, shout outs to all of them, all super nice and everything. But with all that out of the way, let's jump into the meat of this. Let's talk
Alright.
about the shit that we bought. So we're gonna go roughly in the order of least amount of shit that somebody bought to most. So we're gonna start off with Dylan, go to Adam, myself, and then Andres.
Are we gonna like jump cut to us in the center of the bed?
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna make a jump cut, but yeah. So basically, I'm gonna put them here. I'm gonna put the person here.
We're gonna make awkward jump cuts like that scene from Spider-Man.
Exactly.
Yes.
Person who's
Flipping
showing off their
back-
shit's
We're
gonna
gonna be
backwards.
flipping backwards.
While running forwards.
Yes.
Person who shows off their shit's gonna go right here, show off their shit. We move on to the next
Or we can
person.
do that really annoying shit that people do on YouTube where every word they say is a cut.
Yeah, fuck those people.
Even though that would kind of be, considering how we edit our Audacity audio on Audacity, that's kind of like, well, we would be like,
Well,
no.
I don't really edit my audio.
Oh,
on
so
Audacity
there have
that
been a few
much.
times where I've had to take like multiple takes and splice them together and make it sound.
Yeah, when I'm doing a
natural.
solo review, I
rarely
do cut it
that.
down.
Like, I rarely edit like the most I cut out of like my majority of my videos are like 35 to 40 minutes.
Also, there's always some awkward silences that I have to cut out.
35 to 40 minutes. I only usually cut out about 2 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
All right. So Dylan, let's
All
start
right.
off with you. You jump over here and show off your shit.
Am I jumping over here or am I jump cutting over here?
Yo, scraping at the door!
We'll find out when I edit it, won't we?
I'm scraping at the door.
And so I pulled out my gun!
I pull out my gun.
Hi, Adam.
Alright. So,
like this for the video.
It's all good. All right, Dylan, go ahead. Show off your shit.
I guess I'll start with the first fucking thing I bought on the day we arrived. They had a table of G-Fest shirts, but I did not buy a shirt. I bought something that I'm going to use every day. I'm a big coffee drinker, and so I got Matt Frank's 50-year Gamera anniversary fucking coffee mug, which has the design on the front, and then on the back lists all of the Gamera movies.
I really hope that's in focus when I go to edit.
Oh, I don't think so. I
It-
think you put it way too close to the
It
thing.
fucking won't be,
Focus.
and I don't give a shit.
Well, I give a shit, people.
I kind of care.
So that was the first thing.
This is all my shit, so.
No, I have my shit sitting on top of your
Oh, okay,
shit.
that's cool.
Here's where I'll put it. Alright, so on to the prints I bought in the art alley. This, I probably wouldn't have bought this, but it was free.
That's from John Bolita Jr.
It's from
Oh,
John
you can't
Bolita.
argue with free. So
No,
what
no.
type of bargain can I get for something that's free?
Oh yeah,
Can I
yeah,
get
yeah.
buy one for free, get the second one for free?
So this is like a pop arty type piece of the chick from Destroyer, right?
Yeah, it's Mickey Sagusa. But
Oh, it
that's
is?
her from Godzilla vs. Destroyer, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wasn't looking very closely at it. Okay,
That's
so
her,
it's,
which is like, I gotta find Junior!
so it's Miki Sagusa
Junior.
from Destroya.
Junior.
She's voiced by Sean Connery. And
It's a great piece of art. Just like I said, I probably wouldn't have bought it if it hadn't been free. But more from John Belletti Jr. coming up in a minute. Actually, you know what? I'll show that one next, since I'm on the topic of John Belletti Jr.
I feel bad I didn't buy anything for Matt Frank this year.
Oh yeah. Well,
I don't.
I want
he's
that.
here every year, so there's always going to be.
The
plenty
guy's
of
making a
chances.
lot more money than I am.
I fucking love this one. This is also from Belletti. Me and Bill and Andres all have awesome prints from Belletti to show off.
Oh, I'll get to mine.
This fucking amazing GMK Goji right here. Fucking badass. He like told us a story about how he spent many a sunny afternoon that he could have spent outside in the park or whatever, drawing this dark, depressing fucking Godzilla poster. And I just fucking love it.
Yeah, it's a great print. I almost bought that one as well.
Let's see. And then from our dear friend James Biggie, something that I'm always a sucker for, a little Jet Jaguar action.
Jet Jaga.
I really like the simplicity of it. That's obviously Biggie's thing. I told him he needs like an animated series. He needs to be
Oh,
like
yeah.
the Bruce Timm of Godzilla shit.
Word.
A fucking Jet Jaguar, like picture it. Fucking
The animated series of Jet Jaguar Project M11.
fucking yes. Drawn by James Biggie.
Hashtag yes for the win.
Yes.
Hashtag of course. What else?
Hashtag victory.
All right.
Hashtag Kapla.
Hashtag. I don't know.
Hashtag.
Hashtag IDK.
And then from fucking Chris Martinez,
Oh, I love this one.
who did the art for Night of the Fire Beasts. Cool guy. A fucking crossover
My
that
boy.
is very close to my heart.
Dylan, if you want to sit back a little bit, that way you can show off more of the print on the frame. No, I mean, throw yourself back.
No, that requires effort.
It's not gonna fucking matter. The 70s Mechagodzilla teamed up with an army of Daleks from Doctor Who.
I love that
This
so
is,
much.
of course, my favorite Mechagodzilla and my favorite Doctor Who villain. And what I really like about his artwork is that he has he creates a lot of contrast between the blacks and the whites, and that's all he works with is black ink, pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, he said that he does it all digitally now.
Yeah,
right?
like
That's-
very Mike
that's,
Mignola inspired.
Mirage
contrast.
Ninja Turtles as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I've always liked that art style, so I
Yeah.
dig it.
That's
Yeah.
what I love about the art in Night of the Fire Beasts.
Yep.
Which I also show off in a minute. Forgot about that. Should I do that now since I was just talking
Well,
about
maybe you should just do the Frank art like now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
up
I'll
to you,
just-
bro.
I'll just finish up with the
You're the
prints.
master of your own
I
destiny.
think we should wrap up all of us talking about Night of the Fire Beast.
Alright, we can do that.
Yeah, because we all got it, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all
we
have it,
got
so you know
it.
that's a good idea. So
Yeah, okay,
when
so
Andres,
we'll save-
Andres brings it up, we'll just get into it that
So
way.
we'll save Night of the Fire Beast for last. So I had to buy something for Matt Frank.
Adam had a good idea.
I could not come to G-Fest and not buy a Frank. I wanted to buy his 50th anniversary Gamera print
Me
that he
too,
did,
but
but it was
unfortunately
out.
they're sold out,
It sold
yeah.
out like the first day. So I got another one of his that I've been a fan of for quite some time since I first saw it on his DeviantArt.
Right.
Which is this image of the Green Ranger and the White Ranger, the two Tommy Olivers together. It's fucking epic.
And represented by kind of like their spirit animal Zord motifs.
I mean, what can I say? It's a fucking Frank. It's great.
Now, did that dragon that organic looking version of the Dragon Zord, did that ever appear? Because I've seen like official Power Rangers T-shirts that would feature an emblem of that particular dinosaur as a chest emblem.
No, we've never seen that in anything.
I've never actually seen it. I think this is the first time somebody has. I mean, maybe somebody else is drawing.
Maybe they
like
showed.
that.
Did they show it in Jew Ranger?
I don't think so.
Because they showed the dinosaurs that the Guardian Beasts are based on.
It's very interesting how they would choose like the forward-facing those like forward curved horns, despite the fact that like the Dragon Zord had like a backwards-facing like crest.
Yeah,
So I'm really curious as to where like that design came from.
I really don't think they ever did. Oh, by the way, one day this guy just gave us this picture. He built like this awesome Godzilla thing. And
Yeah.
we were supposed to go online and vote for him to win a contest or something,
Okay.
and we totally fucking forgot.
That's still possible to.
But Mr. Dale Lewis, hope you win, man. That's fucking awesome. All right, so today we went to Billy DeBose's GBR panel, and this isn't technically something I bought because it's also free because it's a fan film and he's not allowed to charge for it. but the 2-disc edition of Godzilla Battle Royale. I already had this because, well, not the 2-disc edition. I already had the single disc edition because
Jacob Baker.
Yeah, Jacob Baker had arranged for us to get some copies in the mail, signed and everything. So what I'm going to do is just take the signed disc and pop it into this case and then store the other case away. But so yeah, bonus features.
Yeah.
Yeah, a gag reel, which was fucking hilarious. Some other there was this short like G-Fantasy film that they had filmed that sort of became the catalyst of them doing GBR in the first place. That's on here, and just some other great stuff. So I'm very happy with that. And then that brings me to the final 2 items, which is what I acquired today in the dealer's room. This fucking book. I'm very excited about this. Bill actually found this. 25 bucks too. It's a steal. It's I don't really know how to read Japanese, but it's basically the art of Daimajin. It's all of the fucking like production notes and shit. It's storyboards, still images, posters, schematics for how they built the fucking like puppet hand.
Yeah, the second I found that, I was like, I have to tell Dylan that.
It's all fucking. I don't know if.
Yeah, because Dylan.
I don't know if any of it can be seen.
Dylan and I obsess over Daimajin. Because
I love Daimajin.
They are so good.
And now I fucking.
You don't fuck
No,
with Daimajin.
I'm surprised we never found a bootleg of Daimajin Canon.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I want
It's
one.
because nobody wants to see it.
Bill can attest. He finally saw Daimajin on the fucking in-house TV
sort of.
screen.
A
Sort of.
shitty.
He saw a shitty
Canon
transfer, but
version.
even in that shitty fucking transfer.
And I didn't watch the full movie, so.
Even
But yeah,
in-
I really liked what I saw.
Even in that shitty. See here, we have like schematics of like the suit, and
I think that's actually the puppet they used in the first one. You know, like that actual full body thing that was actually 25 feet tall.
oh
With the
yeah,
charge
it
rod. I
might
think
it might have been, and then
Yeah.
here's the giant fucking hand for when he grabs shit. So I'm really happy with this. I only wish I could read Japanese, but at least
Imagine like you had like Robert Scott Field read you that as like a bedtime story.
I would totally do that. Read me the shot list, Robert Scottfield.
Robert Shockfield.
What did they shoot first?
Shock me with your shot.
Shock me.
Scrape at the door.
Scrape at the door.
So yeah, I got that, and then I had 30 bucks left, and there was a table, not a bootleg table, an actual legitimate DVD table that had a lot of the Toho DVDs that have gone out of print and are way fucking expensive to get on Amazon. And so I finally picked up The Mysterians, which is one that I've been wanting to get my hands on.
Excellent film, Dylan. You're gonna love the living shit out of that.
Oh, based on what I've heard, I think I will.
Excellent film. Excellent characters. Excellent everything.
And now you have every film to feature Mogira.
What a wonderful collection it is.
What a big
There-
achievement.
2 movies. I've never seen one of them. I hate the other one.
What a bloody legend you are,
It's
Dylan.
amazing. I know. But, so yeah, I finally got my hands on that. And
How much was that?
Oh, this was 30.
Yeah, which is like a steal compared to like what, like 180 bucks.
Most of the DVDs on that table were 30, except for
Yeah.
like complete series, because like Johnny Sacco and his Flying Robot were 40.
You know, well,
And,
yeah,
like-
that's the thing. It's like those DVDs were 30, and I'll be honest, when I first saw that, it was like 30. I nearly like took a double take, like, no, fuck it, fuck that shit. That's
Yeah.
a shit ton of money. But then I realized those are out of print.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
yeah.
and then I was like, oh yeah, they're like $114.
I have a
Yeah.
similar thing later on with something I bought. So yeah.
He bought several from this guy. You'll see those in a minute. And I mean, if I hadn't have found this, I would have just bought the bootleg. There's a good bootleg online, but I'm glad I was able to get this. So I guess that's everything.
Oh, okay. All right. Favorite item?
Oh, probably this Daimajin book.
Cool. Yeah, that was a really cool find. I was like shocked when I saw that. I was like, that's fucking Daimajin.
Actually, you know what? Probably the coffee cup. I'm gonna use it.
It has the most practical use.
That's
I'm gonna
most
use
use
this
out
a
of it.
shit ton.
Yeah.
So.
And everyone in your household is gonna definitely know that that's yours.
Oh, definitely. I mean, well, they already know because the one I drink out of now is Darth Vader's head.
Ah.
Nice.
And the one I had before that was the yellow M&M, and I fucking love the yellow M&M.
Why so specific?
I forgot who he was
Because
voiced
it's
by.
the peanut M&M,
And
they're
he's
my
voiced by
favorite.
Patrick Starr.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
really?
Good
Yeah.
enough reasons.
The
I just
peanut
know that
M&M
Billy
is
Wet-
my favorite M&M.
I just know that Billy West, who was Fry in Futurama, he did the red M&M.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's fucking jump cut away.
All right, Adam, you're up.
Me? I'm not important.
Get up there. Stretch your stuff.
Yeah. Did I shit on your shit?
Not currently.
Move over, Oyster. I gotta put my shit back up.
Hello, peoples of YouTube. Now, I just want to say that I bought a couple T-shirts, but unfortunately I packed them away, not being like remembering this video.
Yeah.
But one of them was one of Godzilla on it. The other one was just a G-Fest 22 because I wanted one to, celebrate the fact this was my first Godzilla Fest and that I popped my G-Fest cherry, as Patrick Alvin says. And I did get those two T-shirts, and they actually had my size. And I'm like, yay! Because usually places like this would never carry my size in a million years because, I'm way too fat.
I'm pretty sure that they're prepared when it comes to nerd.
The largest size they had was 4XL, and I'm like, no, I'm not even that big.
Yeah, they're prepared for fans of all shapes and sizes.
Believe it or not, there are a lot of fat Godzilla fans.
Who'da thunk?
Oh no, there are a lot of cute ones here too, if you know what I mean. Anyways,
There are a lot of people where it's like you see these people and you're like, what? I feel a lot better about my weights.
yeah. There were a couple people I'm like, you know what? I'm actually not that bad after all. I'm still pretty bad.
Nothing like putting down another human being to make yourself feel better.
Nothing better. Nothing
Well,
better.
Germans did it, we can do it too.
That's how my daddy did
it worked out
That's how
so well for
America
them.
does it. That's worked out pretty good so far.
But what I did was, I came here with a mission to buy DVDs. That's what I do. I collect DVDs, not necessarily to watch them either, just because I want them, just so I can have it in my hard copy.
So many movies that I hate in my collections.
Yeah, I completely sympathize with Dylan.
King Lives.
Fuck that movie.
I don't hate that movie actually. The last time I watched it, I was like, this is pretty fun.
But so I wanted to buy DVDs, but the first day we hit the art gallery, and I spent like $40 there, and I said, get me the fuck out of here. And one of the ones that I want to just point out was this booklet made by Robert Montserrat. That's actually his name. Totally kind of awesome.
I thought he made that shit up. No, that's his
fucking name. But he's also called Crocozil on DeviantArt. Check him out. But he had this, and the thing was like no one was seeing him either, and he's got some cool little doodles and sketches and stuff. Like this booklet is, here's what it is. I got it for $5. Really hilarious shit in here. He's clearly got a sense of humor similar to mine, which really attracted me to him. And especially there's one in here where it's like the Mothra larvae is the sandworms from Dune. And you have the fairies as both Paul and his wife Atreides. It's right there. And me being a huge Dune fan, like immediately him and I started geeking out over Dune. That was absolutely awesome. But he has some really fun doodles, like Don Fry and Jet Jaguar giving each other high fives. I mean, how can you beat that?
I thought they were doing like the Monster Zero Godzilla dance pose.
I say they're having high fives, Andres.
All right.
It's all about interpretation.
Sure thing.
Art is like that.
Yeah, it's just hilarious stuff. Do check him out. He's got some really good prints. But the number one art thing that I bought, however, was from that, how do you spell his name? How do you say his name? John.
Oh, John Belita Jr.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. John Belletti.
I didn't really talk to him that much, but I was actually gonna buy that one that Dylan bought because I loved that print, and I've seen this guy's art in DeviantArt before because I love to just, scourge around on there, just see what I can find. And I didn't realize that he actually drew my favorite fan poster and poster in general of Godzilla vs. Hedorah, which of course is one of my all-time favorite Godzilla movies and my first Godzilla movie ever, which is this one here. And so I saw that and said, fuck it, I need to buy that. Yeah, this seriously, I absolutely love it. I love how he included the girl that was naked but has nothing but body paint on. Absolutely, and it just captures why I love this absolute bizarre movie. Normally I don't collect those things. Normally I don't like them. I just have a couple of them, but I had to get it. It was just kind of looking at me like, buy me. Godzilla had like the sexy tear coming out of his eye, so I'm like, I have to buy him.
American headdress and
yeah. So I'm like, oh, I have to buy him. Take him home. He's like a long lost puppy. So I was like, I took him in my arms. Anyways. But yeah, I had to get that. I'm actually going to frame that. I'm going to go out and seek a frame for it and actually purchase it because I actually want to hang it up on my wall wherever I go. However, the big shit that I got that I'm the most happy with was the DVDs because I had a big mission. I was going to buy Atragon, Latitude Zero, and The Human Vapor. Those are the 3 movies I was going to buy. That was like my mission when I came here. And, well, I didn't do quite as what I wanted. I got 2 out of 3 of those, but I did manage to get 2 films that really kind of gave me a hard on. First things first, here's the Atragon, the out-of-print Tokyo Shock Atragon thing. This is my second favorite Ishiro Honda movie, hands fucking down. I adore this movie to death. I can't wait to review it and just gush over it. In fact, if I'm going to do that, it'd have to be an audio commentary because of how much I love this movie. And also just fantastic audio commentary. It's just full of life. Then I got Latitude Zero, which I was very happy because I haven't seen this film. So I'm very excited to watch the American and Japanese cut of the film because the American cut of this film is 102 minutes and the Japanese version is 89 minutes. So I'm curious to see which one's better. Probably the American cut. And then, of course, what I got, because they didn't have the Human Vapor, was I got Frankenstein Conquers the World, which I was like, oh, well, they have that, so I gotta grab it anyways. So I grabbed it, which completes my Gargantua series, you know.
Another big feat.
This has amazing special features on it, too.
Yeah.
In fact, almost all of them, with the exception of Dogora, which has no special features, from Tokyo Shock, have great special features. And I adore this. Not only does it have the Japanese and English version, it also has the international version with Odaku in it, which I'm like, yes. That's the version with the audio commentary, by the way. With other deleted scenes from the US version that Henry G. Saperstein had Agent Tsuburaya reshoot and add into the film, such as like Frankenstein chucking a police car. That's not in the Japanese version because Ishiro Honda wanted Frankenstein to be more sympathetic, while in the American version they just didn't care, wanted more action. Interesting stuff like that, so very happy to get my hands on that. However, believe it or not, the thing that made me the most happy I was able to purchase down there was a hard copy, bootlegged of course, of the Green Slime. Green Slime! And here's the thing that makes me love it about the most. It's easy to find a shitty-ass full-screen VHS rip of the film online. It's extremely easy, but fuck that shit, because you're missing 2/3 of the movie. So I went up to the guy at the bootleg table and said, hey, is this in widescreen? He was like, I don't know, let me check it out. Not really exaggerating how he sounded either.
No, he's so awesome.
And he popped it in, and sure enough, it was a great print of the film in widescreen, which, from what I know, is only played on TCM once in a great while. And so I was like, I have to get this. So I bought it. It was only $7, a steal, and I was extremely proud to have it. And I can say that I officially own a hard copy of one of my number 16 on my 15 favorite films list. And that's it. I bought that shit.
What's your favorite?
My favorite one, I was going to say Atragon, but it really is the Green Slime.
Fair enough.
Because I fucking have that movie now. Yeah.
Alright, so looks like I'm up.
No, you're not.
Get my fat ass up there.
Nope.
Whenever we talk about non-fire rates, we gotta remember to show off that fucking awesome splash page.
Yes, that's the one. Alright, here we go. God. Oh, dang.
Hello,
folks.
Damn!
Alright, first things first. So,
Shit, god damn!
Damn, son.
You know when Uma Thurman takes the coke in the bathroom in Pulp Fiction? She said, I said, God damn!
so let me just first show off the thing that I'm wearing because this is something I bought as well. This Hawaiian shirt. No. This Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla shirt I got yesterday at the dealer's room. I love it because I love Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. I don't have a lot of Godzilla shirts that are specific to specific movies. So, yes, thank you.
You should be on Magic Mike, Bill.
Yeah. I guess I don't know why they didn't stick me in there. It must be because of my race.
That's definitely. They already had one white guy.
This wasn't my first choice. I actually wanted to go for. They had this awesome shirt with a splash page from Half Century War that I love of Godzilla attacking Tokyo in '54. Wanted that more. They didn't have it in my size, so I had to go for for something else, I decided to go with this, and I'm cool with it because this is a cool ass shirt. Wore it all day today, so I'm happy with my decision. But now over to the stuff over here. I guess we'll start off with the small stuff. These are just some cool things that I got in Artist Alley, and I meant to get the shirt that went along with these, but I got these really cool G-Force badges, one for Godzilla and one for Gamera. I know I did that the wrong way. This is Godzilla, that's Gamera. Can't see them. These are really, really cool. I wore these all weekend during the convention. They said I look stupid. I didn't care because where else am I going to wear these except for here? So,
you should wear them to work.
Yeah, that would go over well.
You should wear them when you hit on chicks.
Even better. Even better. No, but goes along with my tattoo, so I figured I gotta get them. $5 a pop, so.
Chicks dig obscure science fiction badges.
Absolutely. Whenever I whip out that tat, it's just pussy.
I mean, I know I do.
Pussy on the wheels, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
So your wheel is made out of pussy? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
It's like,
You're holding. So you're driving the car and the steering wheel's made out of vaginas, and so it's like.
You guys have been in my car. You know that that's there. That's exactly what it looks like.
Meals on wheels, fucking. Little dope and roll.
So these are cool. I'm glad there was a Gamera one too because I didn't get as much Gamera stuff as I wanted to because G-Man's my man. So I kind of wish I could have bought. So I wish I could have bought more stuff. More stuff to celebrate his 50th anniversary. Thank God. I just want to say G-Fest did a great job at celebrating his anniversary in a way that Dai and Katakawa haven't. So good job to them. Because
Dai and Katagawa haven't done shit.
They haven't
We're
done
doing
shit.
your job for you, Katakawa. What the
They've
fuck?
been playing
Yeah.
the movies on the TV channel.
Even the guy like August Rajon. Ragon. Okay. First off, his audio commentary for Gamera vs. Baragon and the Shout Factory release is fucking hysterical because he's fanboying the entire film.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, he even said that in a panel. He was like, "We're doing more to celebrate Gamera than actual Katakawa is," and he found that rather sad.
Yeah, no, it is because I mean, listen.
It's been almost nothing but
Is it-
Gamera movies on the TV when they're not playing Yokai Monsters.
Does anyone know the date? Does anyone know the
Well,
actual
when-
date for the 50th? Like, what date did the original Gamera
Oh
come out?
fuck! I
I'll
don't
check
know.
it
That
out.
was a while ago.
Oh, it passed. I was gonna say.
Oh
maybe,
wait, no.
Maybe they were
never
waiting
mind,
till
never
then.
mind. But you know, it's just between Gamera and that fucking movie with all the spirits in it.
Yokai Monsters.
Yokai Monsters.
Monster.
Oh,
Monster.
God.
Spook Warfare.
Which gave me nightmares.
And then we saw the remake sequel of it earlier. God knows which one
What
because
a strange fucking movie.
what a strange
I'll
franchise.
tell you what's strange. Demon Hunter Mitsurugi, where it's kind of like a medieval Power Rangers,
yeah,
except
that
the
is
giant
weird.
monster Megazord battle is in stop motion.
Yeah.
That was also
that was
bizarre.
just-
Very
yeah.
interesting.
Really
we
weird.
Can't forget the greatest superhero of all time, Golden Bat.
Oh
Golden
God!
Bat.
Watching
Yes.
Golden
Oh,
Bat
that was
this
a
morning.
blast.
Oh, so much fun.
that was a blast. What's your favorite line? The greatest line ever?
Oh, we brought you here because you are well versed in the ways of the universe and science.
Not a specific field of science, just science.
Actual advances in the field of science.
And field of science.
Real advances.
Science.
Science.
So yeah, these are really cool. Glad I picked these up. I really wish I could have gotten the shirt that went along with it. It was this really cool G4 shirt with a logo in the middle, and it was a kind of a parody of Men in Black, where Godzilla and Gamera were sitting there in the Men in Black
that was
suits,
a really cool shirt.
both wearing the neuralizers. I wanted it so bad,
I
but
debated buying that.
when I saw it, I didn't have any cash left, and I just forgot to go back. So maybe next year, maybe online sometime. But I'd like to go back and get that. So these are really awesome.
Sorry, November 27th, 1965 was
That's-
when Gamera, the giant monster, came out.
So I guess it still remains to be seen. Maybe they'll come out of the woodwork and go, "We got something."
Be like, hey, we
Don't
made
be
a movie.
surprised. Yeah, they'll come right out. No promotion whatsoever.
We made a
It just
movie
pops
in
into
complete
theaters.
secret.
Right, exactly.
It's called Gamera versus the other one.
Which, let me tell you, if that actually happened, props to them because that's impossible now. So.
Oh, fucking yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I swear they actually built the Zegra moon base.
Mhm.
Oh my god. Sorry
It's
to
an
interrupt
image,
this,
right?
but all of you has to see what Chris just created.
What?
It was based on an in-joke that came out of our conversation.
Zorno.
Let me see.
That's great.
Oh,
You got Zorn out.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It's fucking brilliant.
Did you post that on Facebook?
I don't know.
If so, you've got to share it. That's awesome.
Next G-Fest, we gotta buy
That is
this.
exactly
Yeah,
what Zorn
well,
out
I would totally,
Zorn out.
I would totally buy a print of that.
Fucking Zorn out at the party like, yeah!
Oh my god, he was so shit-faced.
It was amazing.
It
That
was so funny.
When
We
Billy
didn't-
DeVos got knocked out of the Simon Says competition, he's like, yeah, DeVos!
I beat Billy DeBose
and Billy DeBose, who is like this
super.
super humble guy, who's
great.
like, I'm a piece of shit, and we're all like, no, you're not. The look on his face when Zordal goes running right towards him and screaming in his face.
Because Billy DeBose, he got knocked out by like one of the oldest Simon Says tricks in the book. And when he's going back to I was like, no! I saw that coming from back here! I saw that coming from back here!
And I'm wearing sunglasses, man.
Yeah. That's just to hide the fact that he's like blazed out of his mind too.
Oh, probably. We saw
I
him
should
at the
take
bar.
his. I should take after him.
We saw him at the bar before we came up here. He's probably still going.
Probably. I would love to go down there and just see him like.
That person that gets drunk and he's like, yeah, let's fucking like,
Scraping at the door.
let's just fucking do a line. Fucking.
You want to come up to a room and do a line of coke?
So the next thing I want to say, to keep up with the tradition of small things, but no less epic.
Like your penis?
Yes. But no less epic.
Got him.
Got him. Oh, I should have said these
You
guys.
sons of bitches! I'm never gonna get through this shit. I finally got a 62 Godzilla, and this one's actually complete. I bought a Billiken. That one's out of focus.
Look how
Yeah, you can't get too close.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's green and it's got the white spine, so it's not colored
my
properly.
coffee cup's gonna look so shitty.
So I do have a 62 Godzilla model that I haven't finished building yet. I probably never will. But I have a fully complete, nice little tiny 62 Godzilla that I could put up on my desk to watch over me. What?
I remember when I pointed it out to you because there was like a huge tray of like miniature Godzilla figures, very detailed, well painted Godzilla figures.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw 62, I was like, Bill, check this shit out.
It was nice and cheap because the thing that I think I mentioned.
Fucking punches the mirror.
I-
Zordal like he does a lot of coke, punches the mirror, looks at the glass, and he's just like, yeah.
I'm so sorry, Bill. Continue with your tiny Godzilla.
Oh my god, I want to go to bed. I feel zorn out right now. No. So yeah, this figure is great. It's just I don't play with toys. And I don't do the Godzilla gang anymore.
Yeah,
So
these guys call me a baby for not playing with toys.
yeah, it's exactly what we do. And
I don't play with toys. I put them on my shelf.
exactly.
Delete them.
That's what I do them for. But I didn't want to do that this year because too expensive, no use for them. I don't do the Godzilla gang anymore. So I bought this just for a little display of my favorite Godzilla design. So I threw that up there. You guys are children.
Yes, we are.
So
I'm not even drunk this time.
I know. So this is my little 62 Godzilla. Moving on.
Is that what you call it?
That's what I call it.
Alright, serious face.
So this is the other shirt that I bought. I think I have one more complete article of clothing to show. You guys are the worst. I fucking hate you.
We love you, Bill.
I'm so glad I finally met you in person.
You're my favorite human being, huh?
I'm a human being.
We make Hollywood movie dedicated to Bill. Hollywood movie.
No Mickey Mouse shit.
No Mickey Mouse shit.
It's called Scraping at the Door.
The life of Billy Worcester.
Am I missing? Oh no. Okay, I got it.
You've got a lot of shit to go through.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm burning my way through it. So this is the other shirt that I bought. This is a G-Fest 22 shirt. I bought two of these, one for me, one for my brother. So yeah, I didn't get a G-Fest shirt last year, so I figured I might as well pick one up to commemorate my my coming here. So I'm glad that I picked this up, even though I prefer the actual poster from last year more than this one. So I kind of wish I would have had that one, but this is cool. It's cool as well. The only regret that I have in terms of shirts is that I didn't get one of those cool 50th anniversary Gamera shirts that Matt Frank did. Those are really awesome, so I really wish I could have got my hands on one of those. But this is cool as well. So let's see what else we got going on over here. So I guess I'll finish off the clothing. This is really cool, and these guys like fucking forced me to buy this.
Well, he wanted to buy a fucking hoodie.
Yeah.
And we were like, and he was debating between this one and another one. I was like, Bill, there's no fucking contest.
And I showed him that, And I was looking at the Creature from the Black Lagoon one because I was like, if I'm going to buy one,
There
it'd
was
be
a
that.
really badass Christopher Lee Dracula one. I was like, if you were a Christopher Lee fan like I am, I would tell you to buy that one. But this
one is perfect build.
These were all famous Monsters of Filmland covers put on the backs of hoodies, and there was Predator. There was a cool Predator 2 one I wanted. There was a Creature one. There were a couple Godzilla ones. I don't know.
because it's got an awesome fight with Danny Glover.
Also, famous
and he calls him
monsters.
Pussyface.
Famous monsters may not have existed when Predator came out. I'm not sure. It probably did though. Anyway, so I ended up going with, of course, I got myself a Famous Monsters Young Frankenstein hoodie. I had to do it. It was just, it's epic. I wish I could fucking keep it unfolded so you guys could see it. Here it is. So it's on the back here. It's you got your monster here. You got your Victor. You've got your Igor, or Igor rather, excuse me. You've got Mel Brooks. Igor. And of course you've got Victor's fiance who turns into the bride. I am so happy with this. I can't wait to show my mom this because she loves Young Frankenstein as well. So I'm really happy I got this. This might be my favorite thing I bought because I love wearing hoodies. So I'll definitely get a lot of use out of this. So I'm really happy with this. Thanks to these guys for forcing me into it because
You're fucking welcome.
Because
Fun music.
to get this thing. So I'm really happy with this one as well. But moving on away from clothes, let's get into.
Let's go shopping for clothes, everybody.
Let's do it. Let's cover DVDs. So I only got 2 DVDs. I bought myself two Toho movies, 2 Ishiro Honda movies that I've never actually. Well, I've seen one of them in parts before.
He means Ishiro Honda. One of them he means Ishiro Honda. He means nothing by Ishiro Honda is left in the movie. It's just Zazubaar's work.
Right. So got 2 Toho.
And even that they cut out half of it.
Got 2 classic Toho movies that I've never owned before. First one chronologically, I got myself Varan. This is Varan the Unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is a bootleg of.
Extremely good box set, by the way.
This is a bootleg version of the English dub, which I've been told is terrible, but I couldn't find the Japanese version, so I figured, well, I'll get this for now, and then eventually one day I'll get the Japanese version. So, which is out of print, of course. But I'm cool with this. I'm really happy if I finally own this. I can't wait to sit down and watch it sometime this week. I'm definitely gonna sit down and do a video on it at some point. I don't know when. So yeah, this is Varan. I haven't looked at the quality yet. Oh no, we did. We tried to watch it last night. It's not good.
Well, that movie's also been out of print forever. I mean, not just VHS and DVD wise.
Right.
Not even the what do you call it, Tokyo Shock Media Blasters DVD that officially came out that I have. Not even that version has the American cut.
Yeah. So
it's never been released at all.
So I'm glad that I do own it. So when I finally do have the Japanese version, I can compare them. And if this
all of Akira Ifukube's music is cut out of the movie, it's shit.
So well,
it's an interesting piece of kaiju.
And if I'm gonna watch it, then I'd rather watch the shitty one first than watch the slightly better one.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
At least you can keep that thought in your head where it's like, this may be awful, but at least I can imagine this version being much better than this.
I'll probably like the Japanese version a lot more too when I go back and watch that one.
Maybe it makes you watching this makes you appreciate the Japanese version if you ever get a chance to see it.
Absolutely.
All the movies from
Absolutely.
could have burned his fucking dick off.
It had to be Varan.
It had to be the shitty one. Like, he had to do all that for nothing.
It was also cheap. It was only $7, so I figured I had to do it anyway. So I'm really glad that I bought this, and I can't wait to watch it. So I'm really excited about this, even though apparently it's crap.
Yeah, so just basically treat it like my copy of Half Human.
We'll do
We're
it.
very excited
Which we still
to
haven't
watch
watched
all
at all, by the way, but we'll get to it. And then this one I'm way more excited for because I've been searching for this ever since I discovered the internet, and that is Frankenstein Conquers the World, aka Frankenstein vs. Baragon. This is the Tokyo Shock version, right?
Yeah.
So this is the out-of-print Tokyo Shock version that I got from the official DVD table, not the bootleg one. So I am so happy I finally own this because this movie has always been kind of one of those Toho movies that's always kind of burned its way into my imagination because it's just such a bizarre movie, and it's like Toho made a giant Frankenstein movie, and it was originally supposed to be King Kong fighting him, and then Godzilla, and then a whole bunch of other crap in between that. So this movie has always fascinated me, so I'm really happy to finally own it. And it's got a whole bunch of versions on it and audio commentaries, and the quality looks good, so Can't wait to watch this movie as well.
That is literally one of their best DVDs that they've put out.
I can't wait. Adam and I have talked about when I sit down and watch it. We're gonna do a review of it at some point.
We have to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a review together at some point. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited because I haven't seen this movie in a long time, and I can't.
Your friend Kyle let me borrow it, and it just made me feel like.
Oh, he has it?
Yeah, he has it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But yeah, I'm happy to finally own it myself, and I'm gonna get to sit down and watch it and just chill out and enjoy it. I'm very excited. I can't wait. I'm gonna live Facebook it and everything, and I'm gonna have a blast with it. So yeah, Frankenstein Conquers the World, probably right up there with the Hoodie in terms of my favorite, because god damn, I'm happy I finally own this, despite it being $30. But it's an out of print DVD.
Yeah,
so
for an out-of-print DVD, considering how much they cost on Amazon,
yeah, that's
really
really
hundreds of dollars on
yeah.
Amazon.
Which makes me suspicious as to maybe to theorize that maybe these types of DVD sellers, maybe they like bought all these DVDs in bulk, and so that they can make them rare. So like, oh, if you want to buy the DVDs, come buy them from us.
That seems like an awful lot of work to be done on purpose. But I see what you're saying.
That's kind of like what I'd do.
I'm assuming these DVDs may have costed like $15 or so at
probably
at
less
their
than
original
that.
retail, at their original retail price,
right?
So that they can sell them now at $30. It's like, hey, where else can you get them this low?
That's like, did you know that diamonds are actually a really common substance?
Yeah, I've seen that on the College Humor.
It's just that the companies, they buy them and they make them rare.
Like, you can't get them unless you get them from the people. So
right, exactly.
They'll charge you whatever the fuck we want. You'll like it.
Well, here's the thing with those is I bet you a lot of people where they get their DVDs from had little tips that like Tokyo Shock was going under.
Yeah.
And so that's when they're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. They knew they'd be rare.
It's like when Twinkies went out of business.
Oh.
It's like suddenly people were buying. Yeah, it's what happens.
Again, especially since this is one of Toho's more kind of storied movies, and it was the precursor to War of the Gargantulas, which was one of their most iconic. So
and easily one of my favorites.
Yeah, this movie I remember really liking the first half of, and then once Frankenstein goes giant, not so much. We'll see if I have that opinion this time. I can't wait to watch it. So that's Frankenstein Conquers the World. Let's move on to books, and then we'll finish off with prints.
Bill's actually reading.
I've been doing a lot of reading lately. Still reading The Lost World. I'm listening to the Jaws audiobook by Eric Steele. It's great.
The Disaster Artist.
Disaster Artist, we're about to finish in the car ride tomorrow. And then I got myself a little nostalgic
So
treat.
he comes running up to me.
I was so excited.
Like jumping up and down like a little kid that just found his favorite candy.
Because I got myself the original novelization of King Kong, the 33 movie, based on one of the earlier scripts. I remember I used to check this out of the library from my elementary school constantly. There were two versions of it, the big print and little print version. The big print version had a better cover, but the littler print version was just kind of easier to carry and everything. This looks like it's kind of a mid-range. This is neither of the covers that I remember when I was a kid. This one's not great, actually, the cover-wise, because Kong looks kind of weird to me. He looks obviously like a kind of a generic just gorilla, not really like King Kong to me, or based on the 33 design. But regardless, I loved this book as a kid. I read it all the time, and because it's different than the movie and any interpretation of the movie, it's really cool to read it because it's a different take on the story, it's a different sequence of events, and you get into characters' heads in different ways, and there are different characters. So
yeah, you told me like there's a Styracosaurus in there.
There's a Stegosaurus.
There's the Styracosaur, which is the one that chases them onto the wall.
Right, yeah.
And there's like a Triceratops.
There's a Triceratops.
Is the Spider Pit scene in there?
I don't remember. It might be.
I believe it would be. Yeah.
I really don't remember though. I have to read it again. It's not that long either. I think it's not.
I actually think this was the version of the script that was more based on creation.
Yeah, maybe. This is barely over 200 pages. I could probably knock this out in an afternoon. So, another thing I'm going to review as well when I finish reading it. And it's weird to review it because it's like reviewing 33 again, but which I'm also going to do at some point. But it'll be fun to sit down and kind of walk through it.
33.
Well, I'm doing the week of Kong at some point, so I'm going to start off with that. So I'm really happy I got my hands on this. So I can't wait to read it and talk about it more. Last book, comic book I've been seeking out for a long time. Oh no, I've got two more books actually. One of them's not Godzilla related, so I'll keep it brief on that one. But this one's kaiju related. So Dark Horse Comics, of course, published their own Godzilla series in the 90s, and I've talked about most of it on my channel, so you know how I feel about it. Age of Monsters is good. Past, Present, Future, not so much. Terror of Godzilla, I haven't read. This, on the other hand, is not Godzilla, but it is Japanese kaiju related. I got the first issue of Gamera, Guardian of the Universe by Dark Horse.
Oh, my favorites.
It's not that great. It's
Check out me and Andres' review. Hashtag shameless plug.
Go watch their review on
Maybe
Andres'.
you should put like an annotation right here.
Probably
Not
not.
too much.
Click on my face right now.
I'll put it in the description though.
Want to hear two idiots talk about a comic book you've never read? Click here.
So I bought the first issue.
That's the greatest plug ever.
This is mostly just for kind of posterity, just to have it, just to be part of my collection, because I actually have a digital version of the full arc. But this was $5, and I was like, why the hell not? I need to own a physical copy of
I
it.
fucking love the cover on it.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just a poster for Guardian, just kind of
Yeah, I love that poster.
altered a little bit. No, me too.
I love that film.
But this is another thing like Frankenstein Conquers the World, where it's just like it's a big part of my childhood, where I was like I would always seek after this, like oh my god, I can't believe that exists. So I got it for that reason as well, and I started reading it. It's not that good. But another thing I'll review at some point as well. Gamera, Guardian of the Universe, written by a guy with the last name Chips. So that tells you everything you need to know. So another thing I'm really excited that I got my hands on. So here we go.
Bill is racist as all hell.
Absolutely against Chips. So this isn't kaiju related. So again, I'll keep this brief. I went up to a table who was selling comics and also autographed photos, and there was one that I'm kind of regretful I didn't buy of Andy Hallett, who played Lorne in Angel. I love Lorne, I love Angel, I love Andy Hallett. He also sadly passed away like right after Angel ended, so I kind of wanted to get that for me and my mom because we both love him, and very sad that he died so young and after playing such a great character. Lorne's like my favorite part of Angel. Great character arc. But I didn't get that from him, but I did get this because it was a really good deal, and this story looks super interesting. I got Superman Dark Knight over Metropolis, which is a 3-part crossover between Batman and Superman, and it's called Green Death and Crime Alley. And apparently it's about Batman and Superman kind of teaming up to scour the streets of Metropolis. There's some kind of kryptonite-related drug crime thing going on, so they team up to take that down. It looks awesome. Came out in the 90s, and I love DC 90s art, and it looks very Mignola, Bruce Timm inspired, so I'm very excited to read it for that. And I don't have a lot of 90s DC single issues, so I have a lot more Marvel stuff, so I'm happy I got this as well.
So it's like the full three issues.
This is the full story arc.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the absolute full story arc. I cannot wait to sit down and read this as well. Because I love these two together, so I can't wait to sit down and read that as well. So maybe I'll review that at some point too, but that's not a given. So I love that as well. So let's finish up with the prints. I only bought 2 this year. I meant to buy more. I feel really bad I didn't get one from Biggie. Biggie, if you're listening, I'm sorry, man. I was literally running to the ATM as you were leaving.
Shame.
Getting cash, trying to buy the prints, but it's cool. I'll hit you up next G-Fest, and I'll buy 2. I'll buy more than that, I promise.
Yeah, he asked us to like keep Biggie there until he could get back with the money, but when we got there, he was like,
Yeah, as I was walking, I was on the phone with my mom, and I'm just like, I wouldn't want him to stay for me anyway, so that's totally cool. I'll buy extra next year.
I was there just as he was about to walk out.
Right, so
don't feel bad, Bill. I actually didn't buy anything from him last year, so.
I didn't buy anything from him.
So I felt bad though because
I guess I had to make it up by buying 2 from him.
I'm gonna buy 3 from you, babe. I'm gonna one up this motherfucker. Don't you worry. I love you, man. So
Hashtag war of the love of Biggie.
absolutely. So let me just knock off all the stuff that I got from John Belletti. Again, a really cool guy who I had a really cool conversation with about Superman. And the first print I bought from him on Friday was this really cool Legendary Godzilla versus '89 Godzilla print of based on the shot from the Godzilla PS4 trailer where the two of them are kind of staring each other down. So I'm really happy I bought that. I love anything with Legendary Godzilla and Classic Godzilla together, so I had to pick that up, and I just love the way it's drawn. In the trailer, they're just kind of staring each other down. So I like that in this one. Legendary Godzilla is trying to intimidate Classic Goji, and he's bigger and he's more aggressive, and Classic Goji like, are you serious, bro? I'm fucking older than you, I'm better than you. So I really like this as well. 2 of my favorite Godzillas going head to head, so I really like this. John Belletti, thanks a lot for this, man. I'm not sure where I'm going to put this, but probably my favorite print that I bought, though it's got good competition with the other big one that I bought, so really like this one as well. And then the other big print, I'll just finish up with the stuff I got from John Belletti. These are two smaller things. This is, Dylan already showed this off. This is the free thing that we got from him. It's Mickey Sagusa from Destroya and kind of a pop art type deal. So really cool. That's really cool as well. And then the other thing, this is only $1, and I really cool that I got this. This I'm gonna put on my desk as well. This nice little 64 Godzilla drawing that he did. I love 64 Godzilla, and he draws a nice one. So I'm glad that I got this as well. So yeah, that's cool as well. So the last thing, and this is another print, is I knew when I came to this convention that I had to get a 50th anniversary Gamera thing. I saw Matt Franks online before we got here. I figured that was going to be the one I was going to go after. It wasn't, because it got one up to buy another one. Because Matt Franks is great, but it doesn't have all the kaiju in it.
Plus it was sold out.
That too. So this one, however, had all the kaiju in it. This is, where did he sign? This is the Chev. This is Chev. And a guy we met for the first time today. Super cool. And I got this from him. This 50th anniversary Gamera print. It's kind of based on the poster for Legion, because the Gamera in the picture looks like it's based on the Legion Gamera. And it's all of Gamera's enemies behind him in this epic poster-like pose. It's Iris, it's Legion, it's Gauss, it's Zetus, Showa Gauss as well. Guiron, Jiger, Barragan, everybody's in there, even Virus. Even Virus, who is also my favorite. My favorite. So I'm really glad I got this. This is also like one of my favorite things that I bought this year. Because I love to go out there and sport the other Big G. So I'm really glad I got this as well. And the thing that I said to him, the thing that I said to him when we were talking was that the reason why this really struck out to me was because I always thought the Gamera monsters looked better drawn because their lines are smoother and their colors are a little bit more, they pop out more at the camera. Yeah, they're more vibrant. So they look better in art form than they do even in movies sometimes. So he really captured that great as well. Even with the non-show ones, which are a little bit more detailed. So I love this as well. So that's everything I got. And I think that's it for me. And we're going to jump over to Andres. Then we're going to talk about one more thing. Then we're going to clear out, head home, and wrap all this monkey business up. So Andres, why don't you jump in my grave over here?
All right.
Jump in the grave.
Yep. And we'll wrap this up. So why don't you go ahead?
Okay then.
Oh,
Yes.
did you want to show off?
Did you want to show off Robot God?
I got that for last year, but I'll give it a good mention to James Biggie's book, Robot God Akamatsu. I got this on Amazon after G-Fest 21 last year, and well, I brought it with me this year because, of course, I had to get it autographed by Biggie himself. Unfortunately,
I got
I'm not sure if he brought any copies to sell this year as he did last year, but if you have a chance, definitely go on Amazon, get it like hardcover or paperback of Robot God Akamatsu. Really good stuff, and hopefully, I believe he may have Volume 2 ready next year. So let's see, I guess I'll start off with the prints this time around for me. I definitely want to get a Gamera print this year. I want to get Matt Franks, but unfortunately his was sold out. And let's see, I also kind of want to get the one by Chev, but of course Bill got to it. But you know what, I'm really glad.
And I got the last one too, I should have mentioned.
Yeah. But you know what, I'm glad he got it, just so it can give me an excuse to go after this one. As much as I liked Jeff Zornow's Gamera 50th print, I thought it wasn't, I don't know, I thought it wasn't spectacular enough. It didn't have that wow factor, personally speaking. I mean, it's a great print, but this print that I want to get, this was something I wanted to get last year at last year's G-Fest, and that was his poster for Gamera 4, Truth, where you can see Gamera facing off against the albino Gauss with skeleton Gamera from one of the many skeletons of like those prototype Gameras from Gamera 3 in the background. Really great stuff. I love how they even recreated the little title sequence that we've seen before. Really good stuff. And he really manages to recapture this weird looking Gamera suit where he's had these really wide legs, very vibrant green skin. From what I've seen in the behind the scenes footage last year, apparently this was like a Gamera suit that fit 2 people in it.
Yep.
Very strange.
It's gigantic.
Yes, yeah. Let's see. So one of the 2 prints I got from Biggie this year, one of which was for the cover that he made for Night of the Fire Beast, the book that Eisner nominated artist and writer Christopher Martinez and Jonathan Claude worked on. And so, of course, Biggie being a big friend of theirs, he collaborated and created this really impressive cover for Night of the Fire Beast, which I got as a print. I really like it. Generalizes, but kind of like embodies the art of tokusatsu and the art of suitmation, all in just one simple image. It's like simple, it's to the point, and really kind of embodies the art of everything we love about this art form. Let's see, the other print that I got from James Biggie was his special G-Fest 22 exclusive, which was the kaiju Knifehead. Knifehead is my favorite kaiju from Pacific Rim, and so it's kind of drawn in this very Jaws-esque pose, and I really like it. I love vibrant like gray on green. I never thought it would really work, but it definitely reflects the color scheme of Knifehead himself, and so being a fan of his work and of the kaiju Knifehead, I just had to get it. The other one, this print you've already seen before from Dylan, but yeah, I had to. If there was one print I had to get from Christopher Martinez, it had to be of Mechagodzilla and the Daleks from Doctor Who. It definitely caught my interest. I mean, I've only recently gotten into Doctor Who within like the last 2 years, I want to say, thanks to Dylan and Bill. And so, yeah, it's definitely 2 big things that I love, smashed into one.
You gotta love those Daleks.
Oh, definitely.
And when combined with 70s Mechagodzilla, total extermination.
Yep, absolutely. Nothing is left alive.
And funny enough, because we paid so much attention to this, Christopher decided that to pretty much feature this as his like feature print to show off to people who came across his table. I've noticed that whenever we stopped by, there would be people who would be interested in this art.
Yeah, I saw several people buy it.
Yeah, definitely. This one was actually given to me by Kyle Saul. Oh, darn it! I got. Find out what his.
Sorry, what's Sven?
Tyler.
Oh, Tyler. Okay.
Tyler. Shit. His name tag just said Tyler on it, so I didn't.
I have his card.
Tyler Salas.
Okay.
Really awesome guy. Really fun to talk to, and he gave me this print for free actually, which was really kind on behalf. And this was a print of the Dragon Zord fighting Mechagodzilla. And it's just very fun. I mean, last year I got from Frank Godzilla versus the Megazord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and so this feels like something that goes hand in hand with that other print from last year. I just love crossover prints, and especially considering how very similar these 2 are. I love how they're both using their finger missiles as well. Just solidifies how these 2 characters are just so intertwined with one another in terms of like how one is inspired by the other. So it's kind of like one generation of tokusatsu artists facing off against the next one. Let's see. This one was another one, of course, another one that was shown by the previous guys, where John Bellotti Jr. he gave this one for free of Miki Sagusa from Godzilla vs. Destroya. Very nice, very colorful, and I'm very grateful to have gotten this one from him. The last print that I was able to acquire was Chev. And because I really want to get something from this guy, because even though in that short time that we talked to him, he seemed like a really nice guy. It's like, I gotta get something from this person. And so he had these little, I don't know, I guess you can call them postcards, I guess you can say, of different Godzilla monsters. And I've seen his work before. I've seen he would have a print featuring every version of Gigan or every version of Rodan, every version of Godzilla's sons, and things like that. And so I decided to get one of 2003 Godzilla, which is my favorite Godzilla design so far. As you can tell, it's got the little scar right there, and it's that very 2000-esque design.
That touch about that suit.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I've always been a fan of the Godzilla suit, be it like 2000, 1999, 2000, 2002, 2003. I just love that very reptilian, crazy, almost extreme look in these designs. So yeah, my favorite Godzilla suit. Got a little depiction of him. So really great stuff. So let's see here. Anything else? Oh yeah, I also got a DVD of Billy DeVos' film Godzilla Battle Royale. I don't like, as Dylan mentioned previously, Jacob Baker was extremely kind enough to send a DVD copy to us. I got this same reason as Dylan, because there were 2 discs in here and wanted to check out the special features. And I'll definitely get the disc autographed by both Baker and DeVos himself and put it in this disc.
Word up.
Alright. Let's see. And I definitely got, this year, went out of my way to get as many comics as I could. One of which I got for free, which I promised to definitely review, was Durantis. Durantis, the Lost Serpent, done by our friend Tyler. It was a comic that he produced 2 years ago. He kind of wanted to do his own loving tribute to the kaiju genre with a creation of his own. He's been trying really hard to get into the IDW Godzilla comics, trying to get like an incentive cover. So I'm really pulling for that guy, hoping that guy will help me get his chance to shine. And he's also going to be doing a Kickstarter in a couple of months to promote Kickstarter to raise funds for issue 2 of Durantis. So yeah, I'll definitely be taking a look at this, and I'll tell you whether I'll let you guys know how it is. Another comic was something I've been really wanting to get for a long time now. This is another comic that was crowdfunded through Kickstarter, and that is World War Kaiju by Josh Finney. Josh Finney was part of the panel that I moderated, and I didn't know who Josh Finney was. I mean, when I saw him on the list of panelists, I'm like, who's Josh Finney? And as soon as like Chris Martinez told me, oh, he's the guy from World War Kaiju, I was like, oh, that guy.
Yeah, I heard about that book a long time ago, and I was like, that sounds really cool. I'm gonna get a copy on Amazon at some point in the coming future. It was just something I just didn't have the budget to get this time.
Right. It's always one of those things that you kind of put off to a while. I mean, I had this on my wish list for a really long time, and I thought, what better time to get it than, at G-Fest, where I got to meet both the writer Josh Finney and his publisher, both really nice individuals. It was really nice seeing them in the dealer's room, passing them by, saying hello to them. And I'm always a sucker for like alternate history sort of stories, like Watchmen, for instance. And this is basically the Cold War if instead of nuclear bombs, it was giant monsters. And and so, yeah, definitely.
What could go wrong?
Probably not a good idea.
Probably not a good idea.
I wonder what the Tsar bomb of this universe is. Jesus.
Oh my god.
So I'm very glad to get this. It's very interesting from what I've read so far. It's kind of like a half comic book, half script, where it's like you have some panels with thought bubbles, and then others where it's just complete nothing but like dialogue.
Yeah, and he also had I stopped by the panel. I talked to there was a woman that I don't know if maybe it was his wife or girlfriend or sister.
Oh, the publisher?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a woman with short-haired glasses, right?
Right.
That was his publisher.
Oh, okay. Big H.P. Lovecraft fans they are as well. So.
Oh yeah, they were like goths.
So I related to them on that one. I'm a huge Lovecraft guy as well, so they have a bunch of cool Lovecraft stuff that I meant to get, but I just never went back to that booth. So again, maybe online or next year. Yeah, no, those seem like cool people as well. So I'm sorry I didn't get to buy anything for myself.
This one was from this was Keith Foster's independent kaiju comic, which was Kadoja Terror Mountain Showdown. Interestingly enough, as opposed to other people who've kind of made their own either trade paperback or hardcover comic books, he decided to split this comic into 5 issues, all of which I was able to get at
at G-Fest, so that way I can read it all in one go. I've checked out the first issue. Pretty interesting stuff. A very unique kaiju with a Kadoja, as we mentioned before. It's kind of like a cross between like Clayface and a Doomsday. It's just this military experiment gone out of control and loose on the city, and so the military is trying to do their best to get their hands on it. And this very intense scene happens at the end of issue 1 where the senator, he's just trying to cover the government's ass, but he knows that there's no point. He begins to panic, and realizing that he and everyone else is going to die, he ends up shooting himself. I was like, whoa, this is a really...
Keith did say my favorite thing from your panel, Andres, which was, what's it like having your own characters, or what's it like creating your own world? And he said, I think it was him.
It was Josh Finney who said you can kill your characters.
Oh yeah, I can kill. All right.
No, I thought Josh Finney was the one who said that they could drop F-bombs whenever they wanted to.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure Keith was the one who said.
Yeah, I
kill
thought
off
it
the
was Keith. He was like, I can kill my character.
What the question was one of the advantages and disadvantages of being in the independent comic medium as opposed to working for one of the big companies.
Right.
And he's like, how we can kill our characters.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Whenever we want.
And so, interesting. Funny enough, because Keith isn't a part of a band, they create funk music, and they made this soundtrack inspired by, I believe, Godzilla Ifukube scores.
It sounds like it sounds like Michiru Manabe music.
And
as soon as I get home, I'm gonna check out some of this shit.
And that music ended up becoming the soundtrack for this comic, and they even put out a audiobook which also had its own collection of musical tracks,
which inspired me with the Godzilla saga, like there's no tomorrow.
So he's definitely kind of like branched out and he's gone beyond this comic and trying to create his own different type, trying to use this monster Kadoja to produce several different other types of kaiju-related media, as opposed to simply narratives, which is very interesting, unique, and admirable. So I'll definitely, if I ever get the funds, I'll check this book and finish the rest of this series, and maybe, who knows, maybe one day I'll check out that music as well. The last comic I got was something that we all got our hands on, and that was Christopher Martinez and Jonathan Claude's book, Night of the Fire Beast.
Let's cover that now then.
All right, as you guys know,
Everybody open your copy. If you turn to page 5.
Oh yeah, we turned into like one of those like, old
just,
lady.
put the
Actually, I'm not
stuff
sure what
over
page
there.
this is, but this is my favorite fucking page.
Ooh.
This fucking splash page right here. So beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Oh,
I knew I was gonna
not
love
perfect.
this series as soon as I saw the wire.
And you dropped my
It's
head.
great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Make sure to show this page off to him, Andres, because that's fucking amazing.
Bill, I think that should be the thumbnail. I think this should be the thumbnail.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely put that in there.
Right there, that's the 2-page spread. That was one like the very first images revealed of Night of the Fire Beast, where you see Triceratops and Doragon facing off each other, and you see this really cool little tidbit here where you can see like the string holding up, the wire holding up Doragon's tail.
Now we talked about this a smidge when we when we did the first. Oh, I'm not even on this.
Yeah,
here.
you're not even on frame.
I didn't even look here. Andres, can you go a little more?
Right.
Hi everyone, I'm Bill Worcester. We talked about this a little bit on the first podcast we did when we got here.
Yeah.
But we'll cover it a little more in detail now. I think all of us are going to want to do our own. You already reviewed.
I've already, I done
We're all
my
going to
own
want to do our own.
advance. I got my advanced copy beforehand. Now I got it physically, and for a single issue, it's really well built. I mean, they have yet to get a publisher yet, but considering how they were able to get this really good, very solidly built comic. And independently published it for this convention. If I would have to congratulate those two on job on producing this comic, and it's got one. I know
it feels nice.
It feels nice in your hands.
It feels like a really well-made IDW book.
I was just like geeking out the other day about like the quality of the paper.
Yeah, it's
really
great,
nice,
solid
thick
paper.
I mean, this is an independently produced comic. You know, he spent some dough on this paper.
I remember when Martinez was telling me how when people were coming to get this book, they said, "Oh, I saw this on Shoe Watch or from Kaiju Noir's channel." I felt very touched to know that I had some little part in helping promote this book.
You got me hooked. the second you talked about this, I fell in love with this idea because I feel like the kaiju genre hasn't had enough good kind of, really well done, well thought out riffing done of it. Because it's a genre that really needs to be commented on in a metafictional way. Apparently, Grant Morrison's got a really interesting Godzilla story that's going to do that in him. So I hope he gets to write it one day. It depends on who gets the rights and when he gets to write it.
Right.
But this definitely fits that bill very well. Very kind of like people who know the production history and how these movies work and all this different stuff. And they're like, let's do a meta commentary on the weird wacky world of kaiju movie production and how different rights get floated around, how movies bomb, and how different monsters they get poorly produced movies but huge cult followings. And there's a really cool. Fake Wikipedia article at the beginning that kind of sums up the story of the movie Night of the Fire Beast and the history of Dorugon, the kaiju that's prominently featured in the movie.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's cool. It's really, really good. If you know the kaiju genre inside and out, you owe it to yourself to read this. You can't get it now, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the sad thing. If you didn't go to G-Fest, but they're looking for a publisher, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to the same people who published Robot God Akamatsu. Martinez already had Biggie send Night of the Fire Beast to Zeta Bella Publishing, so it's only a matter of time to see whether or not they will accept it. From what I hear, they really like it, and it's not like they have a lot of, giant monster material. I mean, personally, I don't know what other sort of material that Zeta Bella Publishing produces, but considering the success of Robot God Akamatsu, I doubt that they would want to refuse to have a little, companion to this guy.
Yeah, and again, I mean, people who know kaiju movies are going to eat this up, and definitely we definitely ask all of our listeners and viewers to give this a shot once it comes out because ooh boy is it good.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Anything to add?
I still haven't read it.
You bastard.
I still haven't read it. So I can't really say much about it other than the art is fucking gorgeous. Which kind of it makes me laugh because the art is so good and it looks very high quality, but yet this is supposed to represent a really low budget film.
That's the thing. That's kind of the weird thing about it too.
Well, they do things to try and make it look a little aged. Like they had scrackles and pops.
Yeah, they did, and I like that.
I was talking to Martinez about that. Where I think it was today or yesterday, where it's he did have to make a balance between having to do something that you could do in a comic that you couldn't do in a movie, and then trying to go back and do some of that 50s movie stuff. I guess it's just a thing where it's you want to make this book, you want to tell a good story, while at the same time trying to pay tribute to those bad stories.
Right.
You have to, it's a large battle that involves a lot of compromises.
It's seemingly a straight-up adaptation of this really bad movie while also injecting a little bit of, well, here's how you make this bad story good.
Yeah.
And I think that works. Yeah, and I'll talk about that when I do my review, but I
it's
really
funny thing,
it
it's not really distracting if you're not an avid fan of that sort of stuff, of those that particular genre of those atomic age, low-budget monster movies.
Though I'd argue you're really not going to get much out of this if you aren't.
I suppose so, yeah.
Because and I think they knew that and they weren't trying to make it more key to a wider audience. I think that would have made it less special.
It's super meta.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there is a good story here, and I think that if you enjoy horror stories and that, and you've seen a couple of 50s B movies, you'll get into it in that sense. But all the wires and everything are really going to confuse you, and the Wikipedia article at the beginning is going to confuse you.
Yeah, it's what do you call it? Anybody can do his crap. It sounds like there's supposed to be anybody can do this crap. Or a 70th anniversary as opposed to 60th anniversary? No, 60th. 60th.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, did you ever ask him about that, whether or not they did
there's some
type
very
it?
interesting typos here, but considering this is supposed to be a fictional Wikipedia article, I suppose that was the case. I don't know.
It works if you think about it in that sense.
Yeah.
So yeah. Dylan, do you have anything else to add?
No, just back there.
All right. So that's the Night of the Fire. Oh, go ahead, Andres.
Oh, I was just gonna say I just have two more things to show off.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
why
These
didn't
two
you-
things.
I told you to save this till the end.
do a fucking.
Remember when I said I'd do
Don't
this
fucking
last?
listen to me.
Remember when I said I'd do this last? I lied.
Taking our job.
Oh, hurry this shit up. I want to go to bed.
All right. The last thing the last two things I got. I only got one DVD this year, and that was Toei's Japanese Spider-Man, or Spider-Man.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
He talks to genies. He talks to genies. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. We checked out the first two episodes. This was something that Dylan got last year, and I was kind
have a problem with this.
What?
I can't read it. It's in Japanese.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Anyways, this was something that Dylan got last year. I was pretty envious of, because it's Spider-Man, it's Japanese Power Rangers-esque, tokusatsu
It was
fighting.
my favorite thing that I bought last year.
Giant. Strangely enough, there wasn't wasn't a very large presence of giant robots this year. I mean, last year I got those like Gundam, Mazinger Z, Get a Robo figures, and there was just only like a few booths in the dealer's room actually had giant robot figures.
And Leo Pardon is very important to the history of giant robots because it was the first time that Toei had done that. Super Sentai Power Rangers would not have their Zords if they hadn't done it first here in Spider-Man.
That is most definitely true. So without Spider-Man, think about it. Without Spider-Man, you wouldn't have Power Rangers.
Without
Think about
Stan
that.
Lee, you wouldn't have a Megazord. Think about that.
Yeah, you sons of bitches, you selfish piece of shit.
Yeah,
You fucking
pieces of cock-sucking
I'm
maggots.
fucking outraged.
So the
Go
quality
home to your mother.
the quality is really good.
Thanks,
Subtitles are fantastic. Although I think it's because they may have gotten this source from Marvel's website when they were streaming this site. I don't care. I loved this.
Quality's
And-
pretty good too.
Yeah,
Oh,
quality's
yeah.
great. A little pixelation, but nothing too distracting. And really, the more you think about it, the more
Technically,
awesome
everything's pixelated.
Spider-Man is as his own Japanese superhero. But even then, like the whole novelty of seeing a character you've grown in love for years in this completely ridiculous setting is just so crazy. You just have to see it for yourself. I remember when I first saw the intro on YouTube like 7 years ago in high school. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, oh wow, is he gonna have a Megazord now? Oh shit, he has a Megazord. And so yeah, I'm very glad to own
It's
it.
weird to watch if you're a big Spider-Man fan like me and Andre. Sorry.
Yeah. So
That's
it,
fucking strange.
it's
really weird.
It's entertaining as hell if you're a big Spider-Man fan. It's entertaining as hell.
Oh, it's entertaining as hell if you're a Spider-Man or
Even
not.
if you're not a Spider-Man, even if you're not a Spider-Man fan, it's so ridiculous.
This is the kind of
over the
Spider-Man that
top.
I would love to see.
It's
If you enjoy things that kick ass,
check out
You're
Spider-Man.
gonna like it.
you're gonna like
Yeah, you're gonna like it. It's
it.
good.
Kicks all the ass.
So, what room are you staying in?
What room are you staying in?
So the last thing I wanted to show off was I did get one figure this time. It was I've always wanted to get an Ultraman figure. Surprisingly, I haven't gotten one yet until now, and that is the Ultra Act Ultraman Tiga. Now I kind of wanted to get a figure. It was like a very articulate figure with accessories to show off his special moves. Kind of similar to SH Monster Arts Godzilla line, or maybe a Solid Jigokin or Rebel Tech, or Robot Spirits figures of their giant robots. Ultra Act is pretty much, what can I say? I guess this is made by Bandai and Tamashii Nations, who produced the SH Monster Arts, SH Figure Arts line. So this is Ultra Act was essentially their line for Subaraya related characters, such as I can
So
align
send it
their-
to Patrick Galvin to borrow, and we can make yourself an Andres Presents an Ultraman.
Oh yeah, I could have showed off my Vegeta figure, but it's hundreds of miles away.
Yeah, so yeah, basically Ultra Act, they use this to produce a lot of Ultraman figures. A few Kaijus, which have, for some strange reason, have gone, not out, I don't know what the term is, out of print for figures, but basically a lot of the Ultra
They
Act...
stopped no more manufacturing.
Yeah, they stopped manufacturing the Kaijus from the Ultra Act line. They did make Gridman, which is a real surprise.
A man who attacks the grid.
And so, I originally wanted to get a figure of the original 1966 Ultraman. However, I noticed that almost every vendor had an Ultraman. While this was the only Tiga that I saw in the whole dealer's room, and I've looked online, and Tiga is pretty a much rarer figure to come across, much harder figure to come across than original Ultraman. And considering Ultraman Tiga was the very first, was my introduction to Ultraman, and has since kind of become my favorite Ultraman in terms of mostly due to nostalgia. ever since I first saw it on the Fox box Saturday mornings back in 2004.
That's what I was introduced to Ultraman with.
Yeah. I may have seen Ultraman Towards the Future. I'm not sure. Who knows? Maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me. But I definitely remember this guy. This guy was really a big not a big influence, but this guy from this show really struck a chord with me the moment I first saw that episode where he was fighting, I believe, Sealazar, which is kind of like Bozu, but more rotting flesh and like disgusting zombie kaiju. And so yeah, I'm very glad to finally get an Ultraman figure to go with my monsters and robot figures on my shelf. So yeah, I'm very glad to have. If I had to just get one figure this year, I'm really glad it was good old Tiga. So that's all I have to say in terms of what I managed to get a hold of at this year's G-Fest.
Got a favorite?
Favorite? It would
No.
probably have to be Night of the Fire Beast, only because of what the creators have done for me in terms of my experience at this year's G-Fest. I mean, if it wasn't for especially for Biggie, if it wasn't for like Biggie introducing me to Chris and Chris introducing me to Jonathan, and then those two introducing me to the likes of Josh Finney and Tyler and Kyle this year, and all I guess it has to do with I guess it's kind of like this really great relationship where I help them promote this book and they help me introduce me to these other people, and basically this book is kind of like the culmination of like what this great friendship that's quickly grown between me and those guys, the book's creators, and I'm very grateful for that, and words cannot express my gratitude for what they've done for me this year's G-Fest, and all I can do is just say thank you so much, guys, and I hope to see you again next year.
Absolutely, and I think that's the perfect note to end on, and that is it for our time here at G-Fest for SOS Roadtrip to G-Fest 22. So yeah, boys, sadly that's it. Con's over. We head home tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're thinking about doing one more video on the road.
Possibly.
But we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah. I just realized there was every artist at any convention would always have a gigantic ass banner that they would display right next to their table. And Biggie was so kind to me that he gave me his banner, which features like Robot Gakamatu's head. And Bill's saying it right now.
It's in this thing. I'm not opening it.
No, we're not opening it.
Because we have no fucking idea how to get it back in.
Yeah, so
thank you so much. That was amazing.
That Andres is the number one Biggie fan right now.
Biggie, he's your biggest fan. Very fitting, I know.
I'm a fan of Biggie's. Yes.
Now, if you, Biggie, or you and Frankie Washington managed to complete Volume 2 of Robot God Akamatsu, hey,
Oh my God,
I'm willing to review an advanced copy.
I'll take one too. I'm not gonna review it, but I'll
Are you even on frame?
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are, because
okay.
it's just the numbers that are in the way. He's on frame.
Yeah, I'm the black blob right there.
Oh, that blob.
He's the vague shape.
That blob. Then what? Oh man, I look like a fucking beached whale.
We all do. I was laying down over
the
there.
huge manatee.
Shit.
Oh, the huge manatee. Alright, well, it looks like the battery's about to die.
Yeah.
So that's it for G-Fest this year, kids. Thank you for watching all the videos that we've made. We hope you enjoyed as much as we did. So until next time, I'm Bill Worster, aka Zazubaar.
I'm Adam Noyes of AN Productions.
I'm Super Dude 64 and I'm fucking tired.
And I'm Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir, and ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly the way it's been.
He's lying.
Because it's been a road
It
trip.
hasn't been that way at all.
Not really.
Bye, everybody.
We actually, this is a holographic projection. We actually never went to G-Fest. This is all a lie.
This is fake. This is all green screen.
We're all pixels.
Actually, this is all created in an autistic child's mind.
It's like that part of General Hospital.
Yeah.
Anyway, so until next time, kids, that's it for this week. I mean, this thing, this miniseries. I'm delusional. I'm tired. Good night, everyone. Thanks a lot for following us. Farewell.
Take care.
What's happening to our planet?
That's a great thing.